who's accomplished so much in boxing and doesn't have that much time on his side as well as Gennady Golovkin. Update on him. How are things with
as
Gennady?
I've said in the past, we are meeting at the beginning of January with Gennady and his attorneys and Tom Loeffler. We're meeting with Tom Loeffler, I should say, and Tom Loeffler would outline everything that's possible for G, and G will make a decision. It's actually up to Gennady what he wants to do, and Gennady will make that decision at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I'm hearing about the possibilities of him going to ESPN or DAZN, the two front leaders. Which one would you prefer? I know you don't have much of an opinion on that choice, but which one would you prefer?
Look, I've worked with both platforms. It's whatever Gennady decides that is the best for Gennady. Gennady's a very smart man. He will make a decision, and whomever he goes to is going to be the beneficiary of a great fighter.
Would the zone be that more suitable? Would they have the top 165?
I can tell you. They don't have the top 160. I have the top 160 pounder.
Yeah.
The zone is doing some good fights, but so is ESPN and so is Showtime. So we don't know really until that day in January when he decides. Tom, I'm sure, will announce it. We'll have a press conference. We don't announce it. Until then, I really don't know.
Abel, and I have a lot of respect for you. You're a 2015 BAA Trainer of the Year, but you're coming off another little small loss. We've talked about it.
Let me ask you a question. Why isn't it that when I was on a 20-some winning streak, nobody said anything about it?
Yeah.
Why is it that Dave Roberts just, again, the second year in a row after being hired 2 years ago, won or was in the World Series, and everybody's asking to be fired because he lost? My fighters are fighting at a top level. How many other coaches do you know that are losing at that level? Okay.
Very few. None.
Very few.
Yeah.
So as long as I give my guys to that level, and we don't always succeed, we're fighting at the elite level. I mean, that's unheard of. I think that we're going to take losses because, look, we fought in this particular fight. Maurice Hooker's a hell of a fighter. If he's not the top 140 pounder, I don't know who he is. But that's part of this game. You have to know that there is good fighters out there with good coaches. He's got a hell of a coach who are going to be better than you on that night, and he was that night. But it's just so cynical that we only talk about the losses, we never talk about the wins.
Okay, talking about the wins, you've had many prior to this little losing streak that you're on, but maybe to defend you, maybe Ryan Martin and Alex Acero aren't the best in their division, and maybe it's something like where you took them to that point, and maybe another trainer aside from yourself wouldn't have been able to take them to that. Spot.
It really all depends on the click between the fighter and the trainer. That we were able to get them to that point. Great for both of us. Great for Ryan. Great for. It doesn't mean that they're finished. Marvin Hagler lost early in his career. Bernard Hopkins lost the first fight of his career. Terry Norris was knocked out by Julian Jackson in the first opportunity for a world title and comes back. He's in the Hall of Fame. 22 defenses. So it's part of this game. But sometimes a loss is the best thing that could happen to a fighter because they learn from that. They kind of get grounded and they learn from that. But that's up to Ryan and that's up to Alex. But I think that they gave me what I wanted in the gym. We weren't successful that night, but the future's bright.
I don't know if you can shed light on this last question, but Tom Loeffler tweeted out that was it Osada or Vada had canceled the test a week after the fight. He stated that it was the Nevada Boxing Tennis Commission that actually called for the cancellation of that test.
It was requested by them first.
Yeah.
And we were willing to do it. And Tom said as long as both fighters do it, that's fine. So they scheduled it, I believe. Don't quote me, I'm not 100% sure, but they scheduled it for the next day or in a couple of days. The next day was canceled because the other side didn't want to take it.
Yeah. So what do you make of that? What does that mean?
What do you make of that? I mean, I think that the guys at that level have an obligation to make sure that we as fans know that they're clean.
He did vindicate himself by...
No, he didn't vindicate himself. He didn't take the test.
He passed the hair follicle.
He didn't. It's that continuous thing. It shouldn't be just one thing that Travis Kaufman made a good point up there in the press conference. I think that it behooves us for our sport. It's an obligation of all these guys at that level to continue to test, to continue to give themselves themselves up to that because it's their responsibility not only to the fans but to the guys that step to the ropes, to the families of the guys that step to the ropes with them.
Yeah. Okay, last thing. How do you think that fight's going to play out for Canelo, Rocky Fielding?
How do I think?
Rocky Fielding, how do you think it's going to play out for him?
Rocky Fielding was knocked out in one round by Callum Smith. So I don't know. I'm happy for Rocky Fielding. He gets an opportunity to show the world what he can do. But we know that Canelo's a hell of a fighter, so it's going to be a difficult time for Rocky Fielding.
Cool. Thank you. Appreciate the time, Abel.